Hey everybody, welcome back to the Dirty Pat Walsh channel here on YouTube with me, your host, Dirty Pat Walsh. I just kind of want to say hello and say hi to my new subscribers and thank you all for showing up, turning up. Um, I have I have a lot of videos up here, about 3,000 of them, but a lot of them don't get watched. And a lot of them have my history, like why 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 am I here now doing a YouTube channel called Dirty Pat Walsh, um and I've talked about the origins of this channel many times. You can find them in recent videos and stuff, but I wanted to give a little overview of my musical life because it's kind of confusing to figure out by reading the comments on what led me here. So I'm going to talk about my performing life in this vlog. Hopefully I can fit it all in. 30 plus years of performance in now less than 14 minutes. Let's see. I started out, I won't even talk about my theater side because that's a whole other video. I've had over 30 of my theatrical productions put on in Peterborough. I have a rich life in theater here, or I used to at least, and still occasionally score, like write music for dance theater on electric guitar or mostly harmonica. Mostly harmonica. But yeah, so I started out here as a busker in 1991, just playing blues and folk music on the corner, guitar and harmonica, singing songs I wrote, singing songs, old blues songs I knew. My, you know, my roots, like the songs that got me playing guitar and singing songs. I've played harmonica since I was 9. I just love the sound of the harmonica. But playing songs, my original influences were like the old gospel singers, like Reverend Gary Davis and Skip James, Blind Willie Johnson, stuff like that. But I can't play like those guys, so I make it up. I play it how I'd play it. That's how blues should be done anyway. Or I'd write little punk songs. I grew up in the punk scene, so that's had a lot of influence in my blues music. I started touring around 1995 when I started a band called the Jackson Sanatorium Blues Band. Before that, I had a little 3-piece band called Wine with Everything. We were like a noise rock band. Yesterday's video is a really good example of how Wine with Everything sounded. So, yeah. But yeah, the Jackson Sanatorium used to tour all around Ontario. We did a busking tour from here to New Orleans once. That was pretty cool. We just brought like a little out, like battery amps and stuff, and played every little town we could from here to New Orleans, going through Mississippi and Memphis and Nashville, all that, Kentucky. It was real cool. But the Jackson Sanatorium was only lasted a few years. It was a crazy punk rock blues band, where I have a whole playlist on stories of that band if you care to go listen to that. But yeah, most of my touring life, I played in a band called the Silver Hearts, and the Silver Hearts was like a 12 to 13 piece kind of barroom orchestra. Like we had every every instrument. We had like sousaphone, violin, theremin, trombone, piano, trumpet, guitar, electric guitar, slide pedal steel guitar, accordion, harmonica. Um, Golly, the list goes on. And we toured. We toured as a 13-piece band all over Canada. Um, and it was crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy. I did that for 15 years, and held down a job at the same time as a bartender, and yeah, that was a crazy time in my life. It was a lot of fun. Um, you know, I also played in a band called the Diplomats during that time, which was a three-piece kind of power, like AC/DC meets the Stooges kind of type band, like a garage punk band. We were a big hit with the kids around town, but we never really played. We played in Toronto a couple times, in Oshawa once or twice, but yeah, most of my touring life was with the Silver Hearts. We played all over. Um, played with on stage with Dan Aykroyd. He came on stage and we traded harp solos one night in Kingston. Got to play lots of big festivals with Buddy Guy and Billy Bragg, and Billy Bragg was a big influence on my original folk music. Getting to have a cup of tea with him in Winnipeg was a real treat, you know. Getting to talk about stuff. Uh, but yeah, so I've had a pretty rich career as a harmonica player, from 1990, early 90s to you know I guess I kind of quit touring around 2015. That's when I was having children, and I'd had a couple children. Life was slowing down for me. I'd been through a marriage and a divorce and all kinds of stuff. I really had to focus on work and keeping myself alive for a few years. So I kind of quit doing music for a couple of years because it wasn't paying anymore. Um, but I've come back as a solo act, and come back pretty strongly. I got to record on Mirkwood Recordings for 5 years. That was really cool. I did a bunch of albums with them. They're all available online. I got to. I have an album coming out this month sometime on a local label called Cryptid Covenant. It's just me playing harmonica and singing. I still have a couple copies of my last album on Mirkwood. The Morning Brings You Nothing. This is the last album I recorded that got put out. It's funny because it's a very dark album. There's a lot of songs I wouldn't sing anymore on this record. It's pretty blasphemous in places. I'm a born again Christian, and I try to make that a prominent part of my songwriting and what I do musically now. I play a lot of old gospel music. I try to anyway. You know. But yeah, anyway, I got a few copies of these for sale if anybody wants one. I don't know how much it costs to ship them. I'll give them away for shipping if anybody wants one. I think I got about 4 left. But yeah, so and now I'm 52. I'm disabled. I stay at home most of the time. I'm disabled with a number of different things. I have a really bad intestinal disorder. My back's really bad. I have all kinds of stuff. I recently had an incident this summer. People who've been following me since the summer at least know what's happened to me. I won't go into it again, but it's just starting to get better now. It's been pretty serious. But yeah, now I'm kind of homebound most of the time. I play in a little string band called the Cornbread Choir, the Old Ornery Cornbread Choir. Play harmonica for a little string band, kind of hillbilly band. It's cool. Very Peterborough. And yeah, also in the 90s, I also played in an improvisational quintet called Sophie, and we didn't really do many gigs. We did a couple live gigs, but we were more a recording project. We recorded 11 albums back in the day. None of them, you won't find any of them anymore, unless you listen to Trent Radio a lot. But yeah, you can find all my music, like all my discography, all my solo albums from the 90s. If you look up the Trent Radio Archives, Radio Free Peterborough Archives, all my Mirkwood albums are on Spotify, Bandcamp, all the usual suspects, and as will be my new upcoming album, which is going to be called The Actor and the Criminal. But yeah, that's a little bit about me and my musical life. Started as a busker, came out of the punk rock scene, wanted to be a blues musician, if that makes any sense. Played harmonica since I was 9, played guitar since I was 11. Began writing songs when I was about 19. Started performing when I was 21, and now I'm 52. It's been a wonderful career in music so far. The best is always yet to come, and now I'm it was great playing all the time, but now that I can sit down and try to really learn some new things on instruments I've been playing for years. It's a really good thing. I got a lot of good people who I'm in contact with through this channel now. Other great musicians who, we can bounce ideas off each other and stuff. It's really wonderful. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I really appreciate you all being here. And yeah, I hope that's a good little brief synopsis of my musical life anyway. I used to tour really hardcore for, between the Jackson Sanatorium and the Silver Hearts, I was on the road for basically 20 years as a harmonica player. Recorded lots of albums. Recorded 7 albums with the Silver Hearts. I've recorded at least 15 solo albums. The Diplomats recorded a couple albums, a 7-inch. I've done some stuff. As Fred Eaglesmith said once, Fred Eaglesmith, he's a famous Canadian folk guy. He said, I played a workshop with him once, and he looked at me and said, "You've been to the hot dog stand a couple times, haven't you?" So I like to put it that way. I've been to the hot dog stand a couple times. But yeah, I really appreciate y'all being here and watching. And, I don't vlog so much anymore. More interested in just putting music out. But every now and then I gotta say something. So I hope you're all doing good and well. God bless you all. And thanks for watching my channel. Be well, stay free. God bless. And I'll talk to you next video. Bye now.